Yeah, right. It is. It is. It is almost live.
It is whirring.
Yeah, I haven't got the white wheel of death yet, so we're all right. It's.
Oh, hello. I've got a notification.
Hey, fantastic. So there we are. Yes, yes. There we are. We're up. Hey.
Woohoo!
Right. So I still can't see what we're doing. Yes, there we are. We are live. Which is good. So just we'll keep talking while we wait for people to join, as I have no idea how many people might be watching. Just checking. Let's put this on so I can see it. There we go.
It might help.
Yeah. I'm just trying to work out what I need to look at to know what it is he is doing. Let's just go.
Modern technology.
Yeah. So I can see us both on Facebook now, so it is working. So we'll just chat. Yeah. So, evening, everybody. Welcome to Compline evening prayers. Do you know what? I'm not even going to risk the music tonight because I'll just be like one bridge too far. Yeah. So yeah, let's not do that. So good evening, everybody. This is an act of faith. So massive thanks to Brian for joining us. Apologies to Brian and everybody else for the technical issues we've had during the week and this evening, but we'll see if this works. So very grateful to Brian for joining us. Brian, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, it's wonderful to finally be with you. It's great to actually see you. My name is Brian Bassingswaith. I am a master of no trades, but a jack of all of them. I'm a husband, father, church elder, trustee, geek, tech lover, sound engineer, ministry leader, and always busy. So yeah, it's actually wonderful just to be able to sit down and join you tonight. Prayer is one of my favorite things,
right.
So always up for a time of prayer.
Awesome, that's fantastic. And I think we should have ordered ice creams for during this, because it is I mean, we've got a bit of rain today. Oh, it's raining now. There we go. Up in well, just outside Sheffield, just over the border in Derbyshire. Is it been pretty hot where you are?
It's been absolutely gorgeous. I think we had one brief shower, and that was literally just after I got back from doing a bit of shopping. Right. So we timed it perfectly.
Well done. So I think did we first kind of connect virtually? I think through ordering the Metal Bible, having a chat about Meltdown. Yeah. So I mean, do you want to say something about those things?
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about the Metal Bible. Yeah. I mean, I'll give you the spiel from the website, and that's the Metal Bible is a special Bible edition for all of us that are into metal music. It contains the New Testament as well as metalheads that share their life stories and talk about what God and the Bible means to them. In layman's terms, it's basically a bunch of famous dudes and not so famous dudes who love metal, and they've basically put their testimonies alongside the New Testament. So it becomes a wonderful tool to reach out to people. Yeah. You know, it's great to have one as a Christian, but it's even better to give one to someone who isn't a Christian. Yeah. You know, and it actually it's also classed as my claim to fame as well, because I can say that I'm in the Bible.
Yeah.
my testimony is in the Metal Bible.
Fantastic.
So you know, it's a nice little joke, but yeah, it is really good. I mean, the team behind it, Johannes and Raoul, both from Sweden, they've been able to give out hundreds of thousands of copies of these Bibles. They've seen people's lives change all over Europe. Yeah. So, you know, every time you buy one of these Bibles, you're supporting the work that they're doing. Yeah. And I think it worked out. Every Bible you buy, they're able to give out 2 Bibles.
That's fantastic.
Something like that. So yeah, it is definitely well worth supporting. You know, and I mean, it's in something like 10, 15 different languages as well. So it's not just in English. So there's more people you can give it to as well. I think they're just finalising the Portuguese version at the moment.
Fantastic, brilliant.
Which is has been a lifetime's work for some of them.
Right.
That have been involved in it. You know? So yeah, well worth supporting.
Right. I mean, just a bit of a plug. So if people are interested, so I've ordered some, and I'm very happy to give them away. If people message me, sort of private message me via Facebook Messenger. What's the term the kids use? DM me, direct message me. Sorry, my kids are away this week, so I'm running out of youth-orientated language here. But yeah, we can arrange to get one to you, either because you want to have a look yourself, or even better, if you want to have a look and give it away. Particularly, well, I was going to say, yes, no, nobody's going to any festivals this year, physically, sadly. That'd be a great place. So having moved up here and being so close to Bloodstock, I was really looking forward to going. So absolutely gutted, but next year.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, so I was going to ask, because I know in terms of Meltdown, I guess my awareness of it was pretty limited in terms of getting thoroughly enjoying getting ear and neck ache at the Meltdown stage at the Greenbelt over various years, and doing my usual thing of Greenbelt and that place being I'm going to discover my new favourite band here, and try and beat everybody else to this sort of merchandise stand to get that CD or T-shirt. So I mean, do you want to talk a bit about Meltdown as well?
Well, I mean, Meltdown's been going for about 30 years. I think it began in about 88, 89.
Right.
And it started with working with Christian bands, band management.
Right.
And then a couple of years later, God really spoke to the leaders at the time and said, you need to put on a retreat, because they were working with all these young lads, these metalheads, and the churches at the time weren't accepting of them. You know, I'm sure many will remember those times. You know, if you didn't go to church in your Sunday best, as it were, you weren't allowed in the door. And so obviously these guys needed somewhere to be. So it basically started off like that.
Right.
And it continued on for about 30 years now. And over time, you know, the conference, the retreat has changed slightly in terms of things that they do. Obviously, the church is a lot more welcoming now. And so whereas before it was a place for Christian metalheads to gather, commune with each other and all the rest of it. Now it's built up into something so much more. You know, it is more of a family atmosphere, because a lot of those that became Christian all the way back then, their parents now, you know, they bring their kids. You know, so we're seeing two generations at Meltdown, which is wonderful to see. And you know, we don't just do the retreat; we still do band management. We offer advice to bands. We've put compilation CDs out. What else have we done? We've even got our own version of the Metal Bible. We have a Meltdown Gospel, which is the Gospel of John, I think it is. It's in partnership with the Pocket Testimony League, which is a great organisation. So basically that's an outreach. Again, it's another outreach tool. And those we just give to the bands so they can actually give out at their shows. We also do training as well. Dave Williams, the other director, he wrote the In Tune training book.
Which is very good, I have to say. It's very good,
There you go. Another glowing endorsement. So many people have read it, and actually, but the great thing with the In Tune book is it's not just for metalheads. It's basically anyone in any sort of music ministry. It is a benefit to them as well. You know, and so we do all sorts of wonderful stuff. We have been currently working with the team over in Sweden, the Rainbow Rock.
Oh yeah.
So we've been doing a lot of work with them over the past few years.
Right.
And
That's fantastic. So I mean, obviously everyone's plans have taken a bit of a knock this year, but are you guys soldiering ahead in terms of either planning for next year or doing stuff online that people can link up with?
Yeah, we've made the decision with everything that was going on. I mean, we've just moved to a new venue and all the rest of it, and as the time's gone on, we're not seeing a major shift in things, so we took the decision to postpone this year's Meltdown until next year.
Yeah.
But we're going to be doing some stuff online this year. We're currently planning a series of videos to load up and what have you.
Yeah. That's
so
great.
And that's going to be up about this in November time, which is when Meltdown would be normally.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say that for both Meltdown and for the Metal Bible, I shall drop some links in the comments. And when, assuming, please God, this is actually uploaded and we haven't just spent 20 minutes talking to ourselves. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
So I mean, you mentioned, I think back in the day when if you turned up at church looking a certain way, you perhaps, it was not an easy place. You certainly didn't feel welcome. That was my experience. I remember, I won't mention the denomination or the church, but I turned up at a church and I'd done my best. I'd worn the least offensive t-shirt I could find. It was a Guns N' Roses t-shirt. It simply had the Guns N' Roses logo. I think I bought it in Mablethorpe. So it was a hooky Guns N' Roses t-shirt. So it was Easy Illusions 1 and 2, logos. So Guns N' Roses at the top and that. And I think I was halfway down the church before somebody said, actually, we really don't want that sort of influence here. Thank you very much. Goodbye. So I guess, and again, hearing through Meltdown and the Metal Bible, but I suppose the metal scene, the music scene crosses so many boundaries and subgenres. In my experience, it's been such a welcoming, non-judgmental, supportive community. So I guess, is there anything you would say to people who either think that Christians shouldn't listen to that music, or for anybody who is particularly, I guess, struggling or feeling that they are, perhaps not as welcome as they could be? They feel like the odd ones out because of the way they dress, because their music matters to them so much.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing. I mean, you ask, can a Christian be into metal? And it's sort of like asking, can a Christian be into rap or hip hop? Can a Christian be English? Can a Christian be Japanese or African? It's not what's on the outside that matters. Actually, it's what's on the inside. And I think that's always got to be our starting point. And we give thanks that the church has changed an awful lot over. I mean, I've been a Christian for about 17 years now, and I've seen so many changes over those years, and how welcoming the church is now. That there will always be a sense of fear and trepidation when anyone from an alternative scene, or basically anyone who wasn't a Christian, going into the church for the first time. There will always be that fear, that trepidation, and that's the natural thing, But I will always say is, if you can, go with someone someone that you trust, because it could be the case of you could meet a complete utter muppet. Because unfortunately, they exist in our churches. There is always one person who, as well-meaning as they are, can say something wrong to offend someone. So always if you're going to a church for the first time, it's always good if you know someone who goes to go along with you. And if you don't, then take someone with you anyway, just so you can turn around to them and say, did I really hear them say that? And also, actually, if you sit through the service and you have questions, ask them. Again, too many Christians that are new to churches or denomination, whatever it is, they don't always understand what's being said, and so they can easily get confused and led down the wrong path. in what they believe. And I think that's probably the most common thing that I see talking with people, counseling people, is basically they didn't understand what was being said, and they're scared to ask because they don't want to be foolish. But there's no such thing as a stupid question.
No, absolutely. I think again, this is where some of the conversations I've had about one person in particular, actually the Metal Bible was fantastic, because it was a place to go to and just pick over what had been said or the passage that had been used in the church service, and just read around it, and again, just like looking at, well, I think for some of us, it's with our heroes. So the fact that Nico from Iron Maiden is in there, you can't go far wrong with that. But just okay, actually, again, this is for me. And so it's just that encouragement to persevere and stick with it, and like I say, ask the questions, because I'd like to think, I think it's true that the majority of Christians, you might go about it the wrong way sometimes, but the majority of us want to share the good news as we have experienced it, and it's a message of inclusivity and welcome and love.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. To me, it's the same feeling that I get, through faith and that joy or whatever, in the terms of, listen to some absolute banging music, whatever your particular music is, it's that sort of thing. So it all holds together. It's good. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was going to ask if there are any particular bands, or doesn't have to be Christian bands, any particular sort of bands or music that are particularly meaningful for you, perhaps linked to your faith journey, or that kind of sustain or encourage you in any way?
I think I'm very eclectic in my music choices. In fact, over the past 3 months, it's gone even further eclectic than it was before. I mean, recently I've been listening to Christian dubstep.
Whoa! Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but that comes from something that about worship and God, and actually when we get to heaven, we are going to be worshiping so many different styles. But I think musically, my main love has always been the early new wave of British heavy metal style.
Yeah.
Yes. The bands like Maiden and those guys have always been some of my favorites. And then when I became a Christian, I got introduced to the likes of Barren Cross and Bloodgood and Striper and all those bands. And I think for me, Barren Cross is the one that really just struck a chord in my life at that time when I first became a Christian. Because when I first became a Christian, there were points in my walk, my first year of being a Christian, where I thought, I'm not even sure if I am a Christian. I'm seeing what these people all believe, but I'm not seeing that in me.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But listening to Barren Cross and Bloodgood as well at the time. The lyrics were very, very simplistic in a way, but also very profound.
Yeah.
The message came across so very, very clearly. So those guys were, real, you talk about heroes of the faith. For me, those guys, were the ones that I looked up to. And obviously, since then, I've had the pleasure of meeting some of the guys from Bloodgood, some of the guys from Barren Cross. And I think that was probably, you're going to say, highlights of my life. Being called on stage by Jim Leverd in front of a few, several hundred people to pray with them. Well, I think, it is probably one of the highlights of my life, I could say. Before, and especially as like I say, it used to be I was looking up at these guys. So it's it's amazing where God takes you.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think it was. It was a dreadful. Well, it's. No, I'm not going to try and think how many years ago it was. But I think that it was. I think it was Petrus. I think, which I think now is. So if you're watching this and you're into sort of, I suppose, melodic rock, and the sort of. Sort of really good production, and you want something in that ilk. So I think at the time I was well into Def Leppard. So that became started. I think in my local Christian bookshop, there was they'd have all the tapes then, and the only thing that looked like they might be sort of rock-ish were Petra, because the only cover that had anybody with long hair on, so I'll buy that.
Yeah.
And I can remember going to see them, and well, first of all, I think it was, even when I was struggling with faith, like you've said, it was those words and those lyrics that actually, looking back, sustained my faith, even though I didn't understand what my faith was particularly at that time. So that's amazing, which is why they still mean a lot to me now. But I remember them being trying to be a bass player, and watching Ronnie Cates, who was a bass player at the time in Manchester, do this absolutely mind-blowing bass solo. And he did it. It was fantastic, and he just shook his head and went like that, as in, this don't clap me. This is a gift, and I just thought, wow, just that
absolutely
unity and just groundedness in terms of those gifts that those musicians have and how they share them for the sake of letting others know that God loves them. It's fantastic. Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, so with your involvement in music at the moment, are there any bands that you'd kind of recommend? Can be as eclectic as you want to be. Any bands?
Let's see, bands to recommend. There's too many. There's just, I mean, I've been listening to. I've recently, although they've been around for a while, I've just recently discovered a ska band called The Insiders.
Okay.
They're really fun. There's not enough ska worship music. I think ska and worship go hand in hand. I really do.
Yeah.
I mean, years ago, I came across the band Sound of Salvation, and there was Blunt Skulls as well. And there was a couple of others at the time. And yeah, when a ska band does worship, you can't help but smile and want to dance and sing and all the rest of it. So yes, I'll definitely check those out. I love a bit of symphonic metal as well, so HB is definitely one I'd recommend. If you like Nightwish and bands like that, definitely. And there's another one which I was introduced to a couple of years ago, sorry, which I can't remember where they're from. Female fronted, Hilasterian. I think they played at Rainbow Rock a couple of years ago.
Right.
Another really good band.
What were they called again?
Hilasterian, I think it was.
Okay, right. Thank you. Well, I discovered by accident, I think, running out of Christian metal things on YouTube now. But was it Enoch? I don't know. I think they're from New Zealand. But in terms of a female-fronted band, and someone who can really growl, it is absolutely fantastic. Some good stuff. Yeah. So I was being attacked by my cat then. Okay. Any sort of final messages or anything you want to share?
I think I just wanted to share something which I've known for a long time, but really over these past several weeks as we've been going through lockdown, has just really, really impacted me. And here's the thing: we're all on our walk. We're all on our walk with Jesus, and our finishing point is the same. It's in heaven. But all our journeys are completely different. But the one thing that we have in common with all of them is that actually we are walking with Jesus Christ. We are walking with God. And actually, if you think about it, we are some of the privileged ones, because just like Adam and Eve, we get to walk daily with the Father. And so it's something that we know, we read about in the Bible. We know sort of clinically, as it were, that Jesus Christ is in us, treasure in earthen jars and all that rot. But actually, the reality is, we're walking with the Father day by day by day. And it does for me, and it should for you, blow your mind that we actually get to do what Adam did.
No, thank you. That's really encouraging and powerful. And it's one of those that the more you think about it, the more your mind goes, whoa. And it is a privilege, and it is almost, it's almost too much. But no, thank you. Just before we finish, can I pray for you? Is that
Yes, absolutely.
Cool. So God, I thank you for Brian, and just lift him up and his family too, and pray for them as they walk, and as we continue to walk each in our own way with the Lord. Pray again for all of the ministry that Brian's involved with in local church, and especially the ministry of Meltdown, as they seek to continue to minister even in different times. So we ask your continued blessing and encouragement on him and in all those involved. And just in our own way, may we continue to seek to make a joyful noise to you, Lord. And through that music, that others might get to know something of you and your love for each and every one of us. And thank you that the gift of music is one way in which we are drawn to you, and we can experience you and learn more of you. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Cool. Thank you, Brian.
James.
That's all right.
Pleasure being with you.
Yeah, no, thank you. That's fantastic. I was tentatively trying to tap up Graham Leslie from Stairway, but we'll see how it goes for another chat.
Graham, I know you're going to see this because Stairway's been mentioned, so it's going to end up on your feed somewhere. Graham, you need to join in. You need to come on board and just have some fun.
Brilliant. Yeah. So, Brian, do you play anything?
No, I don't.
Right.
It's extremely funny. I've been involved in music, ministry, bands, and all the rest of it since I was about 18 years old. Right. And I can't play a musical instrument or sing in key to save my life.
Well, that's what I was thinking. If you can sort of growl, Graham can play, and I'll get me spoons and a kazoo. We'll be fine. It'll be kazoo metal. It's the next big thing coming to a Christian festival near you. That's awesome. Thank you so much for your time. Sorry, it was a bit of a nightmare trying to actually get it going, but that's been really good. And I've just been noticing, because I think doing it this way in Zoom, I'm not quite sure what the comments are on Facebook, but on my phone, I know lots of people are watching, and I know lots of people are sharing it. So
that's wonderful.
Our prayer is that this might just get to other people who are perhaps just wrestling with some of the questions we've spoken to tonight in terms of music and faith, the whole God thing. But I think the message is, be who you are.
Absolutely.
Have a good evening. Have a cool evening. I hope, literally. We might do it again sometime. That'd be awesome.
Absolutely. God bless you, James, and God bless you for who's watching as well right now.
Thank you. Just to make you jealous, can we just see the back of your head and how long your hair is?
Well, you don't even need to do that. It's still down the back. I'm losing it at the front. There's more grey than there was before.
No, that's also. If my other half is watching, Catherine, Brian's inspired me. That's all I'm saying. So Take care, my friend.
Brilliant. Take care, my man.
Cheers. Thanks.
God bless you.
And you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So just as Brian goes, again, a huge thank you. Just to offer some space, if there are particular things that people want to pray for this evening. So what I'm going to try to do now is switch on to keep on here on Zoom, broadcasting to Facebook, and but try and look at this feed on my phone. So if this does not break the internet, it will be a miracle. But other things that people want to pray for this evening. It's good to know. Put Colin in. You can get a kazoo with a mic inside it. Man, you are a fountain of all knowledge. I don't know how you know that. Hello, Paul. Hello, Sally. Hello, Anderson. Yes, tapes. I tried to explain that and video with cassettes to my daughter the other day. She was having none of it. But It's good to see you all. So anything that people want to pray for. Remember again, those in Beirut. Sally wants to pray for Paul. Oh dear. And again, to pray for all those who have had conversations today about medical conditions. Hi Rita, hi Nigel. Yeah, those in and out of lockdown. Hi Leslie, thank you. Good, that was helpful. So we offer all of our prayers, spoken and unspoken, as we say together the Lord's Prayer. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as in heaven. Give us today our daily bread and forgive us our sins, as we forgive those who sin against us. Save us from the time of trial and deliver us from evil. For the kingdom, the power and the glory are yours, now and forever. Amen. So yeah, Leslie, we pray for your niece and her job interview. She waits news. Wherever the news is, she may feel a sense of peace and hope. So I shied away from doing the music thing just in case it did break the internet. As we finish, I'm going to have a go, so if you need to go, you can do. I'm going to do it just to see if I can play on my computer whilst broadcasting to Facebook via Zoom, just to see what it sounds like. So feel free not to stick around because this could sound even more like a bag of spanners than normal. But I pray you have a peaceful evening and that the peace of the All-Parent is yours this night. And thank you for watching, for those who shared the conversation. And again, I'll put links to the Metal Bible and to Meltdown, as well as, oh no, to post a YouTube link because there's been no music tonight, so that's good. And again, if you are interested, then some copies will be arriving before too long. And I'm very happy to give them away to anybody who might have a use for one or know somebody who might have a use for one. So I'm going to do this. I don't know what will happen, but I'm playing it. It's the wrong one. That one. And have a good evening. Take care. I'll plug it in. Cheerio. Thanks again, Brian. Awesome, dude. Bless you. Thank you. Bye.